Welcome, as I've said, welcome. I'd like to advise everyone present that should the fire alarm sound, you should leave the building immediately via one of the fire exits, which are clearly signposted outside this committee room. Please only use the stairs, do not use the lift. The fire assembly point is in the staff car park at the rear of Dean House, and you should not return to the building for any reason until you've been advised it's safe to do so. Can I remind everyone to please put your mobile phone on silent mode and keep the phone away from the microphones to minimise interference. The meeting will be recorded and live webcast, and therefore when speaking, please remember to speak clearly into your microphone. As the chair of the meeting, I have the discretion to terminate or suspend recording and webcasting if, in my opinion, continuing to do so would prejudice the proceedings of the meeting. Recording and webcasting of confidential items will also not take place. Please remember, if you leave the meeting room for any reason, you will not be able to take part in the vote on the item being discussed at that time. Please can I also request that when speaking, you make your points as succinct as possible to allow for the smooth running of the meeting. Please can I also take this opportunity to remind you to be polite and treat each other with respect at all times. For members of the public wishing to use the toilets, these can be found off the landing immediately outside the committee room. And can I also request that anyone who's brought a cup or glass into the committee room, please can you return it to the kitchen area? The meeting is finished. Thank you. So now we turn to the running order and the service of meeting tonight. And first of all, apologies for absence.
Thank you, Chair. We have apologies tonight from Councillor Strauss and Councillor Evans.
Thank you. Item 2, declarations of interest. Any declarations of interest? Next item is to approve the minutes of the last previous planning. The previous community committee meeting held on the 19th of October 2023. Any, has people read them? Any comments? So can I have a proposer that those minutes are an accurate record? Thank you, Ray, and a seconder.
Wait a minute, I'm just checking because there was something that was raised last time that I'm trying to look on the record. Which was raised at the meeting. This is the ASB issues. This is when, oh, sorry. Oh. I'm so sorry, Madam Chair. There was something that was raised under when we were discussing the ASB issues with John Ema and Sharon Baker, and it was in relation to discussion about the fun fair. Because I asked the police, do you have the same issues with regards to criminal behaviour in ASB when there are fun fairs at Moorfields? They said no, and there was discussion about the location being problematic. So I kind of want reference to that in there because I put that, I asked that for a reason because they said that to me privately. There are no ASB issues. They don't have any, they don't have to kind of bring in the riot bands and put on extra policing, deal with extra incidents. That's when there are fun fairs at Moorfields. But for French Weir, a couple of years in a row, they have had to. So I was just checking how does it work with Moorfields, and they put on the record they have no issues when we have fun fairs at Moorfields. So it's going to the issue about location.
Yeah, thanks, Karen. So is it more a point of order on the minutes that you wanted the fact that you'd raised it and you're recorded in the minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that something that we can do?
So yeah, with that at the moment to add because I can see there is no reference to the Moorfields being set their issues experience there. If you're happy with me to with that, say that one tiny addition to approve these tonight. instead of bringing it back in another 3 months. Time, Jack, you're happy with them?
Thank you, Margaret. So do we get a second? Do we have a seconder? Councillor Alderman.
Yeah, and then all in favour?
All in favour? Thank you. So next item is the Christmas theme for 2024-2026. Members to consider the Christmas light themes for Taunton 2024-2026, which may include a 1-year extension to 2027 on satisfactory service being received. And I'm going to hand over to Craig. And I understand we've got Rob here from Festive Lights, so I'll hand over to Craig for this item.
Thank you, Chair. So just some background information. So following the tender exercise for a new festive lighting provider, festive lighting based just outside of Wellington, really local, had been chosen as the preferred supplier. So yeah, I invite Rob to present a variety of themes to councillors here today for options to be considered for the Christmas theme throughout Taunton for the next 3 + 1 year. Thanks.
Right. I'm not sure whether were many of you here when we did the presentation, but it was all up on the screen. But what I've done, which I can leave with you, is I've done sort of A3 print off, so you can see, so you can really sort of see different sort of themes that we've put together. Now, these are suggestions, but we can also look at other ideas. If there's something you want to see in one location or you want to move something, it's very much sort of, we can move things around or we can add things in at this time, because the way we put this to try and do a final proposal that I would then get all your information from today and put together and then forward that on to say that this is what you would like to see in the streets. So these are ideas of what we can supply, but we are open to any other suggestions to sort of personalise the big town scheme for you. So what we've done a couple of bespoke motifs which are for the crossings, which can be are shown in some locations. Here, East Street. It's a little bit probably small from over there. Should have probably put it back up on the screen.
Yeah, do you want to just sponsor some else?
Yeah. Yeah, so these are East Street. Now this design was really sort of to try and to really give a completely different look within the town. You've got the globe in the middle of this one is a 3D globe, and then the motifs along the outside are actually sort of animated as well. So that you'll get moving of LEDs, and the whole idea of the system was to try and give it a little bit of a more of a sort of, although it looks classic, trendy, but any of those colours can be changed. We've shown them in different colours: green, red on the globes. They can be shown. Any of these colour LEDs, these can be changed to any colour you'd like. And this is what we call a knitted globe. And then with your LEDs on. But these motifs here have got what we call a kinetic road light, which sort of move a little bit of movement in there as well. So as you're walking down the street, and East Street has always been a very good street, because as you look down, they sort of all stack up, and it gives a great effect. So to be honest, that's personally one of my favourites. I put that together, and it's I think it looked fantastic at East Street. But moving on to sort of North Street, I show that's how I just walked through this room. This is another option that sort of gives it gives more of a gateway sort of feel to it, where the actual decoration drops down to the left and a bit of a star. It hasn't got as much depth of it. But what we did mention at the meeting before was the infrastructure in town does really need to be upgraded and looked at, and we have offered that we would do that in the first year, but then spread the costs over the hire to make it easy, so there's not a lump sum at the very beginning. Because with these decorations, my personal opinion is, not a lot of people do it, is although you've got a continual wire that runs across here onto an eye bolt and an eye bolt that hold that decoration up, ideally you should do with a safety wire. So you've got as a safety catch another anchor bolt, where if anything was to fail, it would drop onto the other anchor bolt. It's just for safety really, but that's something that we can do is when we put the new infrastructure in, the old ones could be used as the safety catch. So that's another type of decoration there with the star. High Street. High Street is, yeah, there's a few there. High Street, these are bespoke ones where you can, anything in the middle there, on the middle one you can write whatever you like. There's a couple of ideas that I stole off somebody. So, and these panels are really effective because the LED in them have got a really sort of, you've got the Merry Christmas one, the Believe, the Magical. I got to say that this was Frank's idea. on the wording, but these panels have got a real sort of wow to them. They're all sort of glitter all through, and from a distance, it looks as if it's twinkling.
Answer the question?
Yes, yeah.
Do
I need to turn that on.
Yeah.
I was just going to ask, because the one picture we've got here is further down the high street. Are we going to have two? One, or you just got the one?
There's three.
There's three.
There's three. You've got on High Street you've got three crossings.
You press the button.
Yeah, sorry. on High Street you've got three crossings. You've got there's the first one which is always by the flower cellar there, and then you move up into the middle, and then very far up by the far cafe at the very end.
And they can all have different messages.
Yeah, so but the only thing you need to decide is which way you would want those messages, because it would only be one way on the writing. So if you're coming out of town, coming into the town, see, I've walked up and down the street so many times thinking to myself, this way, now I've gone, no, that way. And I spend a lot of time in Torquay, so I'm always.
Can we mix and match?
Yeah, this is where we can put together ideas, and if you know, the good thing about it at the moment is we've got plenty of time to really sort of to finalise this. So there's always that sort of tweaking of what we want to do and what we want to make it look like. But that is another one of my favourites, because I think it really sort of stands out, and it gives that little bit of animation. It's not really harsh, that sort of, so it's just a very sort of something that's, rather than a static LED that sits there, it's something that looks like sort of quite modern and catches your eye as you walk down. It's twinkly. Yeah. So it's not a real harsh flash or anything. It's just a very twinkly sort of LED. But now this one this is the marketplace. That bow has been, it's I don't know whether everyone expects to see the bow. We've always put the bow on, but there are other options we can put there. But everyone always says, oh, we got the bow back up there, and it seems to be something that everybody always looks for, is the bow. But there are we can offer other options put on the market house there. Again, this is the castle bow. This was a while back where we looked at this one, didn't we, a while back, and worked to this, and to be honest, I think this really worked well, didn't it, over the 30 years. So I think that's a really good. As you walk through, it just brings you walk under the park and then brings you into the town. It just gives you that Christmas feel as you walk through the town. I think that's all the good one. It's worked well. This is another option for the Christmas area. So we've got the Christmas tree. We've shown these colours as suggestions. So you've always had the coloured lights on the Christmas tree. Again, we can change those if you wanted to see warm whites. Yeah, we you know we did actually. We had a pink LED at one point, and I tell you what, it looked brilliant. Pink LED does, but the blues always are great. I think the colour it's always worked quite well there. And again, these walk-through warbles that we've shown as blue and red, but again, if you want to do a complete gold theme, but you'll see another option in a minute where you'll see that on the LEDs. And these are again just a similar idea to sort of try and replace something different to what we've done over the last few years with the actual gifts with the seats and the sit down seats inside interior gifts. Do you find many people sit in those anymore?
Every time I drive by, there's people taking selfies,
Yes.
dancing under the lights.
Yeah.
Really, really quite popular.
It is, and you know, so I've got a lot of feedback on that, and everyone do that for press.
So that was option one.
Option one. Sorry, should have said that. That's option one with suggestions. But as we work through option one, option two, and option three, don't worry, it's not going to take too long. It's going to be quite quick on that. Then you can pick something from option one. So say we've got option 4 over here, we pick from that street over here, this street over there to create a personalised option 4. So option 2 is East Street. And this is just where we've got, this is more sort of, they're slimmer decorations, but they are, it's more of a preference sort of theme, and they are more road-like. A lot of people, everyone's got their own personal sort of choice. Personally, it's not my favourite, but it does work in some times. I just think it's often needs to be a little bit more really. But it is a very good decoration. And again, what we've done here is fill the deck with the archway through the stars. That's North Street. And again, you can see there entrances with Merry Christmas and then going through to the stars. The problem we have with this street is because the TY is so far apart, is trying to get that. It doesn't work as well as East Street, where they all sort of, you've got that shorter distance between. So it's trying to put something in quite a little bit longer so that will fill those spaces. That's option 2. Option 2 on the High Street again. This is different to the, you've got an entrance with the Merry Christmas again going into High Street, and then the other ones, the ones that Craig's got there would be the next 2 crossings down. Again, they can be changed to red, blue, as such. This is the hardest part. Everybody's got their own personal taste for it. It's again, that's the other one there. You've seen one. Yeah, and also this one again. These are in because this one works really well. This is where I say about the gold. So where I say about the actual option 2, about where you've got the golds, the silvers, with the 2 reindeers sort of facing into the Christmas tree. And these deer are fantastic. I think they work so well there. They give a great feel to, and I think that would be a good replacement to the actual Christmas presents. So again.
Can people climb on the deer? We'll put some signs up to say.
Yeah,
no.
it would, it would
That's the only thing
be,
that worries me.
Yeah.
That's cute. He's pushed over.
they will have a base plate. And then what we would do is they would then, around the bottom would be a ballast and kind of sandbags or weights to hold those down. But and they would be sort of in central area of the reindeer. What we have done in the past is sprayed those with a white sort of snow, so it looks, if it's
So they don't look like sandbags.
that, so it's to try and hide them. It's like you know the presents that were in this year, the big presents with the boxes. Those boxes, because originally those presents come with just the actual 4 sort of panels that come down, and they usually either bolt to the floor or we've got a plate and they bolt to the plate. But I actually bought tool chests off online, and then we sprayed those black, and then that became the little bench seat. But then we lift the lid up and we fill them with sandbags and put them down. So it was an idea that I had, was to try and get people in to sit down. But yeah, so they don't actually come like that. It was something that we sort of made up to, first time we've done that, actually, see sort of chest. So again, we can, like, for example, if you wanted to, you could do 1 reindeer, 1 warble, and you could change the warble to gold if you wanted to, or I don't think I've ever seen a red reindeer or blue reindeer. They always wear a lot better warm white, I think, or white, depending on where it is, but I think warm white always fits quite well into it. This is option 3. Option 3 is more of a bit of a spoke motif. And if I want to pass, so yeah, these are all the steps. So option 3 is the same decoration throughout the town. But you can choose, as you can see there, you can choose the colours, but we've done a bespoke central emblem on the actual motifs. But this is another one that you could introduce into another street if you wanted to. You could say, well, we'd like that in this street from one of the options. But we can, that center disc, we can put whatever you want in there. So what we do is it's actually we can either manufacture that as a laser cut aluminium powder and then powder coated into the colour you want, or it can be done with a our manufacturer calls it plexiglass, but over here we would call it perspex. So it's like the glass that was pushed off, but it is a perspex, and then we can put it, our graphics team can design whatever you want there. We'll put the artwork together for it to be laser engraved onto it, and then you have an LED light around the outside that shines in and illuminates the center engraving. So there's lots of different options that you can do on that centerpiece there to personalize that decoration. To make it a little bit more bespoke. That's option 3. They're all the same, right the way through the streets, sort of high streets as well. So we've got council service. And this is option 3. Which it's an idea, but I'll be completely honest with you, it's my boss's idea on this one. He wanted to put this one in. So yeah, the only thing we've got to look at there is obviously it will be fixings on the plates and how they go about. It's a little bit of a harder installation, and it's a little bit more modern, I think, with the type of decoration. What do you think?
Nice.
Yeah. you like?
Not giving anything away, I like that.
Yeah, so this is where I've got all of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get as much information from yourselves. And what I would do is I would go away. I mean, if you wanted to say, well, we want to discuss on, I can leave all these, I'm going to leave all these with you. So it gives you an idea of which ones they are. And then what you can do is mix and match, bring them together, and then say, well, this is the option that we want to see. Or if there are any other ideas that you do have that you want to see around the streets, we can work on that to finalise the depths. And you can see on these spoke ones there, each section is 1.5 metre drop, and then they've got each section is a 3 metre width. So you would end up with 9 feet. One of those crossings would be 9 metres. So there's a lot to sort of bake in, and I don't know how you feel about how you go forward with tuning or.
Let's switch your mic on.
Oh yeah, sorry. No, honestly, that.
I think because we've got 3 options, actually we could just hold them up and do a vote if that would work tonight. I don't know why we would need to look at these again in our own time. We could vote on each of the areas of the town centre on each of those options. I think it would.
Yeah. Want me to help hold up?
The only thing I'd say against that is if you wanted to mix and match. You might
So
need a bit of time to think about that.
So we would hold up 3 different options for each of those areas.
But even if you're, sorry, Ken.
That's right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Am I on?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, sorry. Even if you were to say, oh, I like that bit of 1 and that bit of 2, I presume that can go forward to Rob to then make that as the resolution.
Yeah.
Any of it.
Right.
Sorry, Chair.
That's all right, you can wait.
There's a couple of questions I need to ask before we can go to that. How many displays on each street? So let's start from East Street. How many displays are each street? Because I noticed with last year's decorations, they stopped at about 2/3 of the way down the street. So as you went towards the bridge, there's nothing. And the same on the others. So how many are we talking about each one?
You've got East Street is North Street has 3, East Street is 5, isn't it? 5, and you come to the last TUI, which is down by Argos, I think. There have been crossings further down in the past, but I believe they have failed and they've never been renewed. On High Street, you've got 3 crossings, and then again on North Street, you've got 3 crossings as well. So it's 5, 3, 3.
But that's. Can I go on, Chair? I've got some more questions. Sorry, right. I should have declared an interest. I'm no lawful position now. I'm at the moment a member of Taunton Minster. But that changed slightly, which I think will bring up a little bit, not a problem. Hamlet Street has nothing at all. The Minster, the main church in the centre of town, but there's nothing down Hamlet Street at all. Is that what's going down there? It's subject to missing.
Which street lines?
Hamlet Street, I know, to the Minster, the Taunton Minster. That's off the roundabout of the street directly going down to where the main church is. So, I'll let you.
Thanks, Councillor Tully. So, Rob is working to a tender, so there was a specification that actually went out to partner tender that detailed the locations that we were looking for festive lighting on. So it could be that in future years, we could look at when we go back to tender again in the future, looking at other areas of the town centre to put more festive lighting in.
Sorry, Chair, I was aware of that. It was something someone else brought up to me. There's something else also maybe we ought to look at in the future, is maybe having the stars in the church. Because it's a Christian festival. Thank you.
Any other questions for Rob? Nick?
Well, when you gave us the presentation at all council, also showed us one of those displays. As an additional. Have you got information about that as well?
I have, because it hasn't been printed off on here, but it is, we have offered that on the old Lloyds Bank, which is, it's an addressable RGB LED. So like a curtain, but you can program that curtain to, yeah, so that's one item that our company would be looking at providing, supplying free of charge.
So to confirm that that is part of the language.
Yes, yes, so, yeah. Yes, sorry, one thing I forgot to mention, yes, that's something that we would be, but that wouldn't change. It is something that we would put, we're looking at putting in to the town. And that's part of sort of from festive lighting to talk really, because it is our hometown. But these ones are, yeah, the crossing ones that need to sort of be tried. Yes, so the answer is sorry, yes, it is included in the scheme.
Oh, thank you. Any other questions? If not, we will move forward and start to have a look at these options. Yeah.
You want to see it come over
Would
there?
that be an option? Yeah, there's three, so we can stand up with we have a theme from each high street.
Yeah, so by, would it be better to put by them somewhere, or I'm just thinking if we put the streets together, so you've got.
Yeah, you can say which high street.
So yeah, so if we said one, that's one for each, that's each street, that's Fox Street, it's option one.
Option one.
Right, see.
We can walk around or we did. Maybe option one. Yeah,
Yeah, so that's option two, so we've got those. Option three, we've got those.
Each street. That's option two.
It's, if you look at the bottom right hand corner, so you have East Street, North Street.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. That's three, that's with those other two, it's going to go.
So this is East Street, and that's the. I don't know how you can.
It's got to be.
No.
I'm going to be against.
High Street. High Street.
Yes.
It's fine.
I think both meet.
I think.
Change the button, change the.
I mean,
Is it possible to have two of these and one of these?
yes, you can, yeah, you can change the, if you want to change the layout screen.
Right.
I tend to. Yeah, so it's like,
Three of these, two of these, but
And that was all right.
That would look
you
nice,
could put
actually.
one of these in High Street there, because the option is right across the track, so yeah.
Yeah, if you were going to do, if you were thinking of that, I would probably say, put this one at the beginning and the end. And then maybe the other three in the middle, so you've got like an entrance in.
And then,
Well,
Yeah, my personal opinion is I, when you come through, it's nice to see them lined up in as you come around. If you mix and match, say 1, 2, 1, 2, sometimes it doesn't do that flow.
well, I'm not going to say question, you know, first. That's it.
Yeah.
We've got
Thanks for that.
There's only somewhere in there, it's all a bit too.
That's-
Yeah. Like random.
Do you think just after that the consensus piece can be done, what, so if you want the peacock in the middle?
That's a penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can change, we can change that to. Right, so we're given the middle.
Sorry, is that possible to have it?
You know what we can do about that, it's interesting. We had a picture of the mayor. I have to check if on the probability, because I know that we've only, we have at the moment, really, the stock items from our manufacturer is red, green, blue, white, and blue.
You don't want any blue. No blue. Just the little green now, that's all right.
So that's East Street, and then up to East Street.
Yeah, well,
If we can change the entrance.
yes, but if you get people. Yeah.
It's good, because it makes it on the splash, and it's just the design here, and it's very bright. It's very bright, yes, it's.
Yeah, this one is more static, this ribbon here is red, I show you in green, it's got a little twin flame here, this one. These ropes here are more static. This one is very much, yeah, it's also. Given that might be a less entrance to the top end, you know, having the top end screen.
Just the one.
Just the one.
That's mentioned, probably.
I wonder if you could one with just the peacock, at the entrance to East Street and at the entrance to North Street.
So,
You know, so as you're walking in, you're seeing the town logo as you walk into town
Yeah.
in life. Yeah, not behind the streets.
no, slightly different.
Yeah, so, this year, I can't. Nothing is done.
Yeah, but then you'll be not to East Street and North Street without the logo. The option two, so all of them, North Street, option 2, North Street.
That's it. Any voyage, so it's distance.
Yeah.
But you have three of them, you have one facing outwards towards the road. They got favorites.
Yeah.
But the other two facing.
Yeah.
Then you walk into by the bus, to see the display.
Yeah.
I think that'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I mean, look at it. It's like a 345.
Just three on the street.
Yes, that's three.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the thing, the one at the top of the high street faces finding park. So that as you walk out the park, you'll see the message.
Well, just to say, when we park Moses at dusk, you'll see the lights at night, so actually, there won't be anyone
Oh,
there.
they're camping.
You can. Yeah, anyway,
Yes. When it's there, it's there, that's the only.
so, but I think, yeah, this is.
It's quite a narrow thing when you actually look at it.
Yeah.
I think that we can't try to, it's that, it's a bit dark. So what we call that, no, well, you don't have to, so you decide to be great, at the moment you've got, Merry Christmas, Believe, and Magic. Yeah. Yeah.
I said the word love, which I thought was quite nice. It's about family.
We have love and then.
Christmas break that, you know, people have songs and sound quite things, and these are great for standing and getting their. You can't see these kind of.
There's.
There's seats back.
Yeah.
You could, if you wanted to, you could put a, the only thing is you've got a smaller, because you come out into here, you've got a smaller area there. By the time you put something in, you'll sort of. You walk.
Yeah.
That's like volunteers.
Yeah, to be honest, I never have been come over yet, but go over, but it's, they're on like a round plate. And they fix the plate.
That's magic for sure. Yeah, so very.
They're nice. Not very upset. There are sort of,
The bottles are not part of the opera, are they?
Is it just a?
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, they.
It's not you do, but not exactly the same thing.
We have 2 years.
We could then, yeah, we have this year and try something else next.
We've still, it's what we decided for the 4 years.
We've got over some.
No, and to be honest, if I put it forward that you wanted to change your 3D item, actually, what it would be, the way I can put this forward, no, I can shoot you with this, but it's usually for 3 years, 3 year life, and then with your extension, yeah. If someone else is another town has got 3D items that they can swap, then we would swap. So otherwise, but what we couldn't do is if we've got these we haven't got in stock. Those ones I know, I think we've got them in stock in water white. So there's an option is if someone else wants to take on the radio, we could then swap them over, but it would all depend on. Okay.
So colour-wise, for the baubles, you've got one white and.
No, well, we would order these in,
Oh,
we would order these in June, you see, so whatever colour you want to. So everything here you'll see would be manufactured new. Yeah, we've got new ones, these, but we also need a stock. I know we've got a couple of.
I do think the idea is to have economical benefit, because I think people will take pictures and I think actually people will be like, wow, don't they look amazing, I have to go see them. And you see, well, I don't know if it's necessary.
So we won't sit in them. There's no way you'll get them to there, really, unless.
Oh, yes, that's.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking of Saturday night at 2 in as the party at Madness.
But everything.
You said that you don't have one couple over.
But no,
Then I'm just thinking of people that might be, you know.
And just to put it into perspective, when the presents came in, there was a concern that people would climb on, the residents had been taken. There wasn't any evidence of anybody climbing them, I have to say, but I can't say that they left.
I like that you've got that, classy, you don't want is red, blue, green, yellow, it's a dark green, aren't they? Yeah, make it classy.
I didn't realise that, did that?
Is it?
I'm taking a maintain time with that.
You can do that, this what I showed up here, they're warm white, but these are the ones here that are the two for them.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And we've got.
We've got it happy here, but we're missing those.
Absolutely. Instead of a red, put in a gold pen, instead of yellow.
Yeah, that's not anything.
Don't worry. That's all, just the time, we have the simple thing of each year, we completely.
Yeah.
Yeah, two more.
It's really. Just put that down. No, it's got to be.
I really up really good years ago, I was aware that we did have quite a classic theme running through the town without any red. I think there was a bit of criticism that festive was that being colourful. So you got a nice kind of comments in that.
I
So
just really stand out in the town.
Yeah.
striking.
It will be
As long as the card wires stay focused on the road.
Will they sparkle in the daytime, like the presents do, kind of?
Oh, yeah, these are, they're an HQ out of LEDs, so they're very bright, yeah, really bright LEDs. Yeah.
They won't blind us like this, so we're getting better. Oh, but it's also interesting.
That's it with that.
Yeah.
With that.
Have you done it?
That's North Street now.
It's really boxy, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So that one's just got a few more stars on it, that one's got more twinkly lights in it, that one's got more twinkly lights, but yeah.
So we want to get one of these, the other these at the top. And then
With a big.
Yeah, so but you can go back and you can, if you want to take something, so you can introduce the ones from back there and back to here. These are what will.
I think those ones are something different.
Gateway.
Yeah. Yeah. And I definitely like the idea that as you approach the street,
Yeah.
postman, you've got that nice colour for the people. Yeah.
Between this one.
Oh, sorry, that's one.
That's the golden.
Yeah.
Yes.
More
So
stuff.
that's those two there.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Between Lloyd and what we've seen, I've just seen our bums.
So hearing your conversation now,
Can I just double check on East Street? Was it 5 of those?
No, 4 of those, and one
Yeah.
with the town logo.
Yeah, okay, and that was at which end?
That'd be at the park then, because that's what increases the fear if you walk in.
I turned it off last night, apparently, to the
Yeah, yes.
Martin said it was
The colour of the glow.
That's my-
Glow in the middle.
proverbial.
Oh, well, you don't see
They can be green, red, we could go green, red, green, or they can be all red, they could be all green, or you could do it warm white, but then you want the colour, don't you want?
Yeah.
So you could do each, there's,
we mix
Four.
the colour to the wall.
Yes.
there's.
Yeah, I think so. Do you want to mix the four colours?
Yes, yeah.
Mix what colours?
Green, red,
Green, red.
green, red, green, red.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I made them.
Effective, but it would be
So
sort of.
holly and ivy.
It's got traditional colours in there then as well.
If I remember correctly, I think Sean, when he did his presentation, said that they can change,
Yeah.
like, after a period of time, they can change their colour. Rob, I don't know if you're able to confirm that.
Yeah, I think you did mention, yeah. So.
Thank you. I think,
Very much welcome.
thank you. So, I think, Marcus, you've made some notes that obviously, because we're out of camera shop, so I think you were just going to recap
Yeah,
a bit for us, if you could do that, thank you.
Thank you, Chair. So I'll go straight by street. So for East Street, the recommendation is a blend of option 1 and 2, 4 from option 1 in the green or red mix, and then 1 at the entrance to East Street with the motif change from a violet to a peacock if possible. Then moving on to High Street, the preference was option 1, 3 of those, and the one at the top end possibly facing towards Library Park. And then Market House, option 2, the reindeer, and then looking at the potential of changing the bow to a gold colour if possible from the red. And then North Street, option 3, again, 1 at the top with the peacock motif, and then 2 of the option 1 stars, gold stars, yeah.
Stars, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Marcus. I think that sums up what we all, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
thank you. So, let's move on to item, oh, sorry, so can we, propose that we agree the choice is made? Can I propose that, please? Right, and a seconder? All in favour? Thank you. So next item, parks and open spaces signage, and I think that's over to Craig again.
Thank you, Chair. Members to consider the updated signage that's been designed by PJ Signs based in Taunton. The new signs are to be erected in the Town Council's parks and open spaces and public conveniences. I'll just give you some background information. So since Taunton Town Council came into existence on the 1st of April, the Town Council took responsibility for a number of assets. As a result, the council inherited signage which displayed the former district and parish council logos. These information signs require updating to reflect the new Town Council and correct ownership and responsibility, including telephone numbers. The Town Council considered a report on digital signage at its meeting on the 12th of September. This was deferred to enable a review of the current signage to take place and produce a comprehensive signage scheme. So an audit has been carried out by the Town Warden Lead on all signage in and on our Town Council assets. There are 27 variations of signs with a total of 167 that will be erected across our assets. Now, I do have some proofs that have come from PJ Signs. I'm just going to connect my laptop just to kind of go through some of the examples. So, bear with me a second.
Good.
Yeah. Fine. Yes.
The report. talk about. There's options on the report A, B, C. I don't think it's printed. Just so I know what to read. Or another. You want to take that? Thank you. So the signage you see on the screen at the moment, I'll see if I can make that as large as I possibly can for the benefit of everybody in the room. So the first sign we have here is a bespoke sign that was that's currently up on the Coney Show Park, which basically will be a copy of the format, but the amendment indicating Taunton Town Council and a review on spelling will also take place on all the signs before they're printed to ensure that they're up to date. The second sign, need to reduce some slides now. Okay, can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So French Wing. So French Wing, providing careful. So these would be welcome to the play areas. Apologies, they're in the wrong order. So this is a welcome to signage, which will be at the entrance of the parks. This is an example of Frenchbury Park, so welcome to Frenchbury Park, provided and cared for by Taunton Town Council. And then there is some word in there to say, please report any damage to, which includes the telephone number and contact email addresses. So there have been some observations from myself just with regards to increasing the logo size of Taunton Town Council and replicating the fonts of Taunton Town Council onto the signage. And then to replace the colour black for this information signing to be green, because it's a positive thing to be put on your litter in the recycling bins. Are there any observations on that welcome sign that you'd like to make?
That's Rose.
I like it, and I agree about increasing the size of the logo. So that's like white on our purpley, our corporate purpley thing. That's nice, and I agree. I think I agree about the the green for the bins. It's like it's green. I don't know what green you choose might be significant with the burn. The green certainly can look quite sonky. Maybe there's a standard green. I don't know. Other question is, if we move from Dean House, do we take that phone number with us? How is it one of those that you can just take it wherever you go and it will move with us, just so we don't have to change that again?
Yeah, that's a great question. And it is a digital number, so I understand that it will follow us with our location. Thank you. Thank you for this. Are there any other comments?
Marcus.
Sorry, Craig, it was just a quick question about the word damage. I know I said about potentially that could be changed to any issues. I don't know if that was something you, or whether what councillors think about that particular suggestion. So it could not just be damage, it could be other things that occur that people might want to report to Town Council.
I think issues is nice because actually it just may indicate on a welcome board that actually you're expected to see some damaged equipment, and actually that shouldn't be the case. So I would support the change of the word damage to issues. I would also like to suggest actually just reducing the font size actually on reporting of any issues and the contact details, and just making sure that there's plenty of room for our logo to be as big as possible.
Councillor O'Donnell and then Councillor Ellis.
Yes, but to have with making the logo bigger, do we need to have our website? You've got a telephone number and an email address. We need to also mention our website.
We could replace the website with a QR code, which might make it easier for people to report issues.
Councillor Ellis?
I might comment on that in a minute, but, so the new signs, once they were been agreed, the same company comes and puts them up there, does the town hall gonna have to do that, question one? And the second thing is around all of the sort of, myriad of legacy signs, because there's still random stuff up from TD, Taunton Dean Borough Council, and things that certain officers have put up in the park that were like, why? Just random stuff. Are we going to basically gut the old signage? And then actually, then that gets me thinking to the thing about, littering and then your dog poo, because there were signs saying you get fined, blah, 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 blah. That's tricky, it's linked to specific, it might be linked to specific legislation, but I wonder what's happening about all those things that remind people, if you do that, that's a crime and you'll get done. Catch you.
Thank you, Councillor Ellis. So I can confirm that the signage will be put up by our town hall lead. So PJ signs will just be printing the signs and they'll be collected by our town hall lead and put up over a duration of 6 to 8 weeks, because 126 signs may take a little bit of time. With regards to the existing signage, where it has the name or its reference to a former parish or district council, those are the signs that are being removed. If there is signage there that doesn't have any old reference to any other authority, then they will remain in situ.
I think also just to, from another perspective about the dog poo, you can get the stick-on stickers that go on lampposts. I know we at Bishop's Hall Parish Council got stuck them on lampposts, so it's sort of a visual reminder as people are going around to pick up. Just yeah, did you want to carry on, Craig?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So this is an example of a welcome to kindergarten play area provided for children under 5 years old. So it carries the same theme format of the previous sign, again with the town council logo and the contact detail there. So just ensuring that the font size is consistent across the signage, making it as large as possible. Obviously recognising anything that's been agreed regarding wording and the removal of any kind of website address. When I saw these signs, turning this one green, again, saying please recycle. The no dogs except guide dogs, and most likely in the under 5 kindergarten kind of rules would still apply. Are there any comments on the under 5s play area signage? Okay, thank you. And the final signs are for the information boards that make reference to the former parish councils. So these have been measured and are bespoke to each individual unique information sign. So and it just contains our logo and Taunton Town Council, different signs for different sizes.
Sorry,
The Tully.
sorry, Craig. Why they're in brown, why not white and purple?
So yeah, so the a lot of the information signs or notice board signs are actually made of timber. So this would go over the top of the existing timber signage that makes reference to the former parish councils. So it keeps that wooden theme
Marcus?
Thank you, Chair. Are any of the existing wooden top of the notice boards engraved in, it won't shrink wrap, so you'll still be able to see the name of the former parish council underneath? It'll be on like a flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Councillor Ellis?
How many of the wooden things do we have that are our official sort of town council notice boards? Because there's sort of a random array of different sort of sizes and shapes of random bits of wood in different places. I just wondered, is there like a sort of guide to where do we actually have proper, you know, sort of decent sized notice boards, and do we put stuff on them? You know, do we put them there now, put the notice and the meetings on them, and some sort of key information?
Yeah, so I understand that Downton have, Contro have about 5 or 6 in total. I'm not sure 100% exactly how many that they have. Marcus may know actually, so know how many agents you have to print off to kind of get them up. And in Staple Grove area, I think there are 3 signs that will be fully replaced.
Councillor Tully?
Sorry, Jerry. I think, Chiswick's Payne, I think it's 3, and they are very narrow boards. How are we going to get away with that? Because I think their logo goes right across the top of the board.
I'll need to have a look at the kind of spec that's gone to PJ Science to see actually what they proposed. So this was just their first initial set of proofs that have come through. So we'll have a look at Cheddar Pittsburgh. Thank you.
Marcus and then Councillor Ellis.
Thank you, Chair. Just to give a bit more information around the notice boards, so the ones that were in the main inherited from the former parish council, Staple Grove, Contro, Cheddar Pittsburgh, and one at Killams from the former Troll parish council. So I think in total there's around 14. And every full council agenda, the town warden goes out and posts a copy of that. Also, there's a copy of the Peacock Post newsletter that Laura, our comms officer, so it's regularly updated. Sometimes we also get requests from local community groups to put signs up there. There are elements where you can put up as well, but in the locked section as well. I think we put some stuff about the remembrance event that was held at Sunset Woodland specifically in the former Cheddar Pittsburgh one, so they are being updated. Thank you.
Councillor Ellis?
So it sounds to me like we don't have enough like central, there's no, you'd have to go out to Coventry or to Staple Grove or to Cheddar to see to have that sort of very visual, I mean, it's quite old fashioned, but I quite like it. That sort of oldie wooden notice board with a notice of the parish next parish meeting on it. So we don't have anywhere, do we have anywhere central at all?
That's what we call it.
Is there, where's the notice thing? Yeah, or just the inside
Section, yeah.
just the section. Maybe we need we need more in the town.
There could be opportunities regarding use of the rotundas in and around the town centre for displaying council news and information.
Councillor O'Donnell?
It's just on that subject, I do think it's worth going around all parks, because my local park doesn't have sport. I think it would be quite nice for all parks to have them, but that might be something for another meeting there. Just, I do think we need to start these vision boards.
Any more questions for Craig? Councillor Tully?
Sorry about that. There is one more, and it is just to point it up. In my, there are, I think, 2, 3 notice boards on, probably on the council, the county council, what we call it. There's not that many in there. think we ought to be looking at what do we need of those schools and where. Because they should be, you know, we're council, we should be able to say this is where we are, what we're doing. Oh,
Councillor O'Donnell.
You, leading on from that, actually, thinking about local halls. So we have lots of, not really kind of parish halls, village halls, but even in the town there are lots of halls which are owned by the community. Should we be publishing our information out to them as well?
Marcus.
Sorry, yes, it wasn't put specifically in relation to that. I mean, one of the notice boards is outside the Comintro Community Hall, isn't it, that we own. Some of the stuff we do put in the visitor centre, I believe Laura gets the people post put in there and the glass box as well. I think we've had stuff put in there from the town council, sort of related to that point.
So perhaps, obviously, because we're slightly off topic, but perhaps the suggestion is if anybody can think of any ideas, is perhaps just email them, send them in to either Craig or to Marcus about notice boards and where we can put information. It's probably a really good discussion that's followed on from this. Any more questions, or can we go to the recommendation? So the recommendation is that we consider the updated signage that's been designed by PJ Signs. And are we happy to go ahead?
So that's
That's very long.
resolution on whether we're going to remove the town website to make the people larger, and I think councillor Ellis was going to be going to comment about the QR code.
It's just that I think somebody else said some people don't have smartphones, but they would go home and have a little thing. They would look up the doodah, the website, but maybe it could be smaller. I mean, we do need QR codes, things like the dog for the bin, so that you can easily just log on them. But I don't think you have a massively strong.
Doesn't need to be, personally, we can take.
Yeah.
We can take comments that have been made away about, if you like, rather than having to try and craft resolution on removing QR codes and things, if you like. And just if you just want to generally improve with comments or something.
So just generally approve PJ Signs.
And ask the councillors to take on board the comments that have been made.
Yeah. So yeah, so in general, we're happy to consider the signage by PJ Signs and that the officers take on board what we've actually, the notes about the QR code and the website and the design. So can we have a proposer? That's O'Donnell and a seconder. That's right, thank you. All those in favour? Thank you. So moving on to the final item on our agenda, which is the summertime bandstand concerts in Vivery Park. And we're looking to allocate £3,000 to support summertime bandstanding concerts in Vivery Park in the school summer holidays from the events budget. And I will hand over to Craig.
Thank you. So the performance series on the bandstand in Vivery Park will be a tradition of the year. It's highly praised, well attended, and positive feedback from residents and visitors alike. Reputationally improving the council that organises them. We look to recruit local music bands to bring enjoyment to Sunday afternoons in the summer holidays over the 12 weeks. Somerset West and Taunton Council used to facilitate booking those. Due to their financial position, they're unable to continue to do so. So Taunton Town Council are considering to use £3,000 of the events budget to facilitate the band performing in Vivery Park over the 12-week holiday in the events budget.
Councillor Tully.
This is being recorded when we rephrase what you just said, Rick. Sunset Western Transit doesn't exist anymore. It's Sunset Council, which is not going to vote with the payments anymore. I think we're taking over. Just make sure people can understand that it's,
Yeah.
it's not.
So sorry, correction there. Thank you, councillor Tully. So it is Somerset Council that are no longer able to pay for the bandstand concerts. Thank you.
Councillor Garside and then Councillor Ellis.
I'd just like to say that I'm very much in favour of this because so many people have actually come up to me and asked me, when are these concerts? When are they taking place? They are extremely popular, so I'm very much in favour of this.
Likewise, I'm very extremely in favour of this because it is it's a tradition that is maintained and it's like something free. People can go to private park and they can join in, kids will dance, we can have a sing along. So I think it's a great thing. I think it was a shame last year that it wasn't part, I think it was because we were in the interregnum or whatever. And they didn't get publicised at all. I couldn't find anything telling me what the schedule was. And we really need to make a big thing that it's Taunton Town Council providing this. 2 questions. First question, who decides which bands to invite? And it'd be nice to kick it off with someone like Louise, if someone, if she's an international amazing star. Is that, and also allied to that, is the figure the rights of the figure to get the variety of musicians in terms of they'll get paid, say it's like a going rate, it's like you get paid X amount. Other question is around the electrics. I remember this was about 2 years ago, I went to one and they couldn't get the electrics, so they couldn't plug in their doodahs, so they had to do it a cappella. But bless them, they did it, but it was a bit embarrassing. I was kind of expecting somebody to be there to sort of troubleshoot, you know what I mean? To make sure, welcome, you know, set up, we love you, 111, any problems, I'm here. And when I remember the last one I went to, there wasn't anybody, it was just like, go on. That was under the old regime, this regime, which is different. So yeah, just for those comments that, you know, yeah, absolutely, and let's really go to town and let's promote it really well. I'm just curious as to would you put a call out? I mean, you need a really good mix, don't you? You need your kind of hoopers, you know, brass bands, you need your kind of covers, you need a kind of really good mix of things that will entertain the masses.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Councillor Ellis. So over the last few years, we have built up a really nice contact list of bands. So the way that we approach this is we send an email out, blanket email, to say, here are the dates that are available, and it's the first come, first served, and we pay £250 for them to perform on a Sunday afternoon, and that covers 12 weeks, totaling £3,000. Although, in relation to your second question, that's a really good point, that actually now Taunton Town Council is new, there may be an additional fee to put out chairs and connect the electrics, because the bandstand and Bible Park is not an asset that belongs to the Town Council. So there could be an additional cost there that needs to be considered as part of facilitating these bands.
Councillor O'Donnell and Councillor Ellis.
Yes, I'd like to fully endorse the idea that we get bands back out there. Relating to the cost, so I noticed firstly that we're paying £250 for 12 bands, and that's the whole £3,000. So at the moment we're only allocating budget that pays the bands. So there is other money. So I think we would have to increase the amount we're voting for tonight, because at the moment also it'd be great to get new bands, given the opportunity. Would we want to audition some of the bands? Is there a way of auditioning before they perform?
Thank you, Councillor O'Donnell. So there is no audition process. It is literally first come, first served. Typically, we have had people contact us off the back of a band performing the vibrant part to say, I'm part of a band, I would like to be part of it. And then we explain the process, and the next year we add that contact to our list, and then they get the better chance as everybody else in terms of performing in the following year.
Councillor Ennis.
Oh, okay, I remember one of the things I was going to ask. This is the problem. You asked one question now I don't think about it. This is in relation to the electric sorting that out and I'm trying to remember the chairs because I just go on with, I have chairs that I carry around with me or I can bring my mat or whatever. And I can't remember, do we have nice, are there nice deck chairs there? I can't remember what the chairs in the situation is. And we'll definitely have to budget in for some sort of somebody going and checking everything's okay. And I think there should be, it could be the welcoming bit, could be one of us or whatever. I just think there needs to be a bit more, make more of a sort of thing of it. So I mean,
That's for Tully.
Yeah. Is it possible that they can check with Somerset Council to make sure what we actually can and can't do there? So there's no mistakes. Last thing is what Caroline said, we go on back and turn up and find they can't do what they will do. If we can get it in writing from them, we're ready to go. Make sure that we get there, we actually start, we know exactly what they're going to supply to us. Sure.
Thank you. So I'm sort of there's a couple of things, isn't there, from this? Obviously, we're all of us are in agreement that absolutely it should happen, but whether the £3,000 will be enough to cover those extra bits like the electrics and things. Is there any extra in the budget that could increase the budget?
Yeah, I think there is extra money in the budget. There are a couple of options. One of them is obviously we will go and speak to Somerset Council and find out actually what the cost is to bring out the chairs for the bands and to provide access to the electric. The second option is there's currently 12 weeks of performances. So in order to just commit to £3,000, we could take away a few of the dates either side of the bandstand concerts and use that spend to cover the cost of bringing out the chairs and putting in the electrics.
Thank you, Craig. Councillor O'Donnell.
Or pay £200 instead of 250. That's an option.
250 is the value that's previously been paid over the last couple of years. Reducing it, I think, would cause upset.
Councillor Tully.
Can we not recommend that the full out budgets that the full council agree an extra payment, maybe bring up to an extra 1,000? Sure, that's the answer to it.
Is this from yesterday's budget? Is this coming out this week?
On the 1st of April, the next year's budget. So
Yeah, I would agree. Perhaps it would be an idea so we can increase that £3,000 because then it will give that extra if you need it, and we could make it a bit more, improve on previous years because it's a new thing. So, what's the members to allocate? So we need some wording really. So recommend 4. So, yeah, are we happy that I suggest that we could recommend £4,000 to full council? Yeah.
Necessarily the full 12. So
To what? So we do
to not have the full programme of 12, as Craig was suggesting.
Yeah,
So if you instead of short of 4, you can reduce it to 10.
yeah,
Audiences to,
or for, as you say,
if we need to cover.
if the £4,000 isn't, then, yeah, sorry, Craig.
I just wanted to add, historically, the bandstand concerts used to take place just over the school 6-week holiday. So we have extended it quite a lot, which is great. But I guess there's the option to reducing it if you would kind of cover the cost, bring the chairs out.
So, are we still happy to recommend the £4,000 to full council? So we can recommend that, we'll ask full council, take 4,000 to full council. And Craig, you can just prepare a report, for that. Is that okay, Marcus? Yeah. I'll
Thank you, Chair. I don't think we need a separate report to.
we can just bring it in.
Yeah, because obviously there's a meeting on the 30th to set the budget of next year, isn't there? So post this meeting, we can let the budget working through now implement today anyway. And then I don't know whether there's an adjustment there that needs to be made in Craig's allocations for next year's events budget. I need to talk to finance colleagues about how that works for us.
I think it was just around what the extra would be for, because obviously we touched on about possibility of electricity, if, possibility of putting chairs out. It's those unforeseen things that wouldn't be covered, because that 3,000, as we say, the £3,000 covers the cost of paying the band, but nothing else. So I think it's just that we just need to clarify before the full council, so they can make it up. I don't think there'll be a problem, but it's just for that. So yeah, so can we have a proposer? So, yeah, and a seconder? Councillor Ellis. All those in favour? Thank you. And I think the meeting is now closed at 7:30. Thank you all very much.